On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to discuss how you can use AI in creating your videos. And before we get started, we do have to mention one of our favorite people in the entire world, and that is Movo, who makes this show possible by creating all the great things that we use on a daily basis to create our videos. They create things like microphones, lights, stands, you name it, all the things you need to look professional, even if you're just shooting with your smartphone. So, want to learn more about that? Then head on over to raysuggests.com/ovo. All right.
Hey,
with that, let's hit the music.
well, before we hit the music, let me tell you, I just bought that lavalier mic.
Oh,
It used to be $18. Now it's $14. And it sounds great. It sounds
I think
great.
depending on which one you get, they come in at a couple of different dollars amounts there. But like they have one, I think that's specific to Lightning iPhones, and that one's a little bit more expensive. And then the one that's like, did you get the USB-C or the traditional plug?
I'm Android, and I think it's USB-C. I'm pretty sure.
So the USB-C one I think is a little bit less expensive because it's
Is it?
more
Okay.
generic sort of connector that a lot more things use. So it's probably a lot cheaper to produce because of that. So, but yeah,
Well,
that's what I have too now. So
I've got the Movo shotgun mic, and I texted you one time and said, how do I interface this dang thing? I know it doesn't have a pin plug anymore. What do I use? And I get a screenshot back from you saying, order this from Movo, like 2 seconds later. I was really impressed. So I still have that, but I needed the lavalier. The shotgun is great, but I used it in a situation where the office had a lot of glass windows in it, and I
like the lavaliers better in most situations.
The
only bad thing about them is that you see the microphone, but who cares?
Well, who cares about that? I thought maybe it would be good to use the shotgun because I got a double shotgun so you could hear me asking the questions, but I just had to spend so much time processing that audio to make it sound good. So I'm getting a lavalier.
Yeah, I like the lavalier. In fact, if you want to do the two thing, they actually do have. I should have told you this before you bought your. Movo does have a double lavalier mic as well, so it comes out into two lavaliers, one for you, one for the other person, and then it comes to one plug and you plug it in.
Oh no! Well, I did ask you which one to get, and
yeah.
No,
the one you got is a good one.
But I didn't say I wanted to do it for interviews, so
right.
That's my fault.
I tend to get the one that has the traditional plug in it only because I can use an adapter, but you can use that with a regular camera. You can use that with a DSLR. Whereas if you get the one with the USB-C, you're stuck with just your phone or your iPad. So I get the other one and use an adapter most of the time, but
yeah, works
they all
great.
Works.
Just sounds wonderful.
I guess it doesn't really. I don't use regular cameras with it very often anyway, so maybe it doesn't matter.
I'm Mr. Phone all the way. Well, hey, let's hit that music.
Let's do it.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray, the video guy. And my name is Steve Sleeper. Now, Ray's going to talk about making videos using AI, but I do have a few announcements that I've been holding on to for a little while. We'll make this quick. Some of these are, oh my goodness, this is almost a month old, but Google Business Profiles, which I work a lot in, so does Ray. The chat is going away, the live chat. And I guess, the live chat.
I didn't even know that. That ticks me off.
That's going away. And I guess, I don't know, maybe nobody was using it.
Wait, you mean like the actual messaging thing?
No, they had a live chat feature in there.
Okay, all right. As long as the live message, as long as the messaging thing's not going away, where they send you a message and you send one back, that's the live chat.
Yeah.
That's live chat. I use it all the time. People contact me on that
Well,
all the time.
I just
Oh man.
I just deleted it. But
Oh,
it's going away. And then
that
I have
hurts
to
my
go.
soul. No, I do at the escape room. We get people that message us through there all the time.
Yeah, but
Dang.
they had another feature called live chat, like Messenger is with Facebook.
Right, right. That's what I'm saying. Is we had people contacting us all the time on
Oh,
that,
you did, huh? Oh, well,
all the time.
says it's going away. And then the other thing they're saying is that call history is going, which which is something I look at all the time.
Me too. It makes no sense. I don't know why they're doing.
That's click to call. And
Welcome to Google. We delete features.
yeah, I know. Well,
Everybody join Google Plus. It's going to be the greatest thing. Oh yeah, we're going to shut that down. Hey, buy our gaming system. We got this whole gaming thing. Oh yeah, we're going to shut that down.
yeah, it's just nuts. I mean, I can't tell you how many things I was using, and then they shut it down. And anyhow, so that kind of brings me to my next story and the Department of Justice antitrust trial against Google. And this article came out in Search Engine Land a few weeks, well, May 17th, so it's a month old. But why advertisers can no longer trust Google. And I'll put the link to this article in the show notes, but I'm just going to touch on the headlines. Manipulation and deceptive practices.
Those
And
rats.
I guess some people testified from like the industry magazines and consultants and stuff like that. Prioritization of profit over fairness. You know a little bit about that. And let's just talk about that garage door company. Wasn't that the one that they just quit accepting ads for, and he's legitimate, and they won't put him? Have they put him back yet?
Well, they booted him off of Google business profiles completely, and
That was it. Yeah,
yep.
that was it. And he's not back
and he
yet.
still is. He still is. He's still. Oh, and we've done everything to appeal that, and they're just not. We even brought in a supposed expert, and he hasn't been able to get it back on or anything. So.
Trust in Google is quickly collapsing.
I hope they pay attention to that, and I hope that changes their tune a little bit, because, if you're going to have that much control over another person's business, you've got to be available to fix issues. It's not right that we give that much control over a business to Google, and then they can just do whatever they want willy-nilly with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that kind of brings me to my next sub-headline in this article: impact on advertisers and clients. The people who should be most angered by this are Google's top customers, the Amazons and Temus and Expedias of the world, who spend millions of dollars a year on Google Ads just to be punished for their investments by being randomly pushed down.
Yep. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Perceived unfairness of auctions, perceived unfairness of ad auctions. And then other reactions of shock and disappointment, some quotes here. It's quite shocking to see in black and white the cynical way individuals at Google have discussed how they manipulate and warp the definitions and configurations of Google ad matrix. So there's a lot more detail than what I'm giving you. And I'll put the article, a link to it in the show notes. And then now this goes back to the end of last month, that huge leak from the inner workings of the ranking algorithm.
Yes.
And a lot of things came out, and then people were questioning whether it was, BS or not. But one of the things it did say is links matter, backlinks matter. And just a month before that, Google had said backlinks didn't matter. And I mentioned that to you, and you were very skeptical of that. And so you probably had a good reason to be skeptical.
I've always heard that regardless of what Google says, the backlinks have always mattered.
Mm-hmm.
even when people stopped talking about them as much, that they always still mattered. So that doesn't surprise me all that much. But at the same time, I can understand why Google might say that because they're trying to stop people from manipulating that and having it occur more naturally. So, it is what it is. But as far as I know, I've talked to some people that are in the tech security world, and they've said it is definitely a real leak from Google. That really is the real deal. So
the leak was a real
that
deal.
The leak, it actually is a leak. Yes, it is actually their stuff. But then, who knows? Google changes the way they do search many times every day. They're changing the algorithms. So,
well, the founders, they said 25 years ago they didn't want to be the evil empire. They have sort of turned into the evil empire. They're just difficult to work with, and then you pour your heart and soul into your YouTube channel, and then they suspend it and they won't tell you why. That's the other thing.
Seen that happen too many times. Too many times.
If they're going to suspend it, that's one thing. But if they tell you why, so you learn from your mistakes.
Right. Well, they do tell you. Go to the page and use the 500,000 page document to figure out which one of the many things it could possibly be.
Well, the problem is I've had channels suspended before, and there's ones I have fought to get back, and I have to read that whole, what's it called, community guidelines, I think is what it's called. And so I read the whole thing, and maybe it's that, maybe it's that, maybe it's that. But I'm never able to specifically address what happened. And so if I get it back, it's because I guessed correctly. And if I don't get it back, I feel like it's because I didn't guess correctly.
Well, a lot of times you get it back because they look at it and go, yeah, he didn't violate anything. That's typically what it really is, because either somebody reported your channel or some sort of automation caught something that they thought was bad. It's like with, we work with DUI lawyers, and I'm not joking when I say probably 30% of the headlines we put in there, they'll come back and say, oh, you can't use this because it talks about committing a crime. Well, they're defense lawyers. Of course, they're talking about committing a crime.
They are criminal defense lawyers, but the category in Google Business Profile, I forget what it is, but it doesn't say criminal defense lawyers. It's like League of Justice lawyers or something,
But yeah, they're just, I don't know. It's wild sometimes, and it's unpredictable,
But yeah, the industry term is criminal defense lawyer, but they won't allow you to say that, so. Anyhow.
Well, and the funny thing is the reason I say it's, probably automated and whatever is we might have 20 headlines and 3 of them are almost exactly the same thing, just slightly different versions of it. And one of them will get hit with, oh, this is talking about criminal violations, and the other 2 won't. And ones that clearly state, and sometimes it gets flagged and you're like, this doesn't mention anything about, a criminal violation. It's like DUI lawyer near me or whatever. I mean, it doesn't make any sense sometimes.
It doesn't make any sense sometimes. Yeah, I know. It gets frustrating.
It's their playground. You got to play with them.
I know.
But true.
And then finally, and then I'll let you get on to the whole AI thing. From search engine, nose itches. Google launches Google TV advertising network. And here's how it works. It provides ad inventory across more than 125 free channels built into Google TV, including live sports shows and movies. Non-skippable 6-second bumper ad formats. 60% of U.S. households now watch free ad-supported streaming channels, spending over 75 minutes per day on Google TV's free channels. And it's available through ads, display, video 360, alongside YouTube reservations, whatever that means. And so I get it. It's got a screenshot that says networks Google TV, and this looks like in the Google ads somewhere. Did you know about that?
I've heard about it. I haven't really looked at it much yet.
Okay. All right. Well, Performance Max is kind of what we're focused on.
Well, and the thing about that is that makes me wonder, in Performance Max, are they going to allow us to put 6-second videos in there and then automatically use that as well? So that's something I'll have to ask my insider on that one.
Yeah. Well, and that's one good thing is they do give you a rep who fights for you. I mean, if you spend money with them, you do get a rep.
Yeah, and for those of you doing ads, don't be afraid to talk to those reps. You just set an appointment, they'll get on with you, and they'll talk you through it. Some of them are better than others. I mean, I've had some that there was a couple of them where I was like, you know what, you're wasting my time, and I just got off the phone with them because they were terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, and then the other ones are just brilliant, and they know things that you wouldn't know otherwise.
Right.
They're like, hey, do this, this is going to help.
Well, and that's the reason why you're good at this, is because you can work through it. It would drive me nuts, but you could work through it. So you just got that temperament. So, okay. AI. Tell me about it, Ray.
Yeah, well, obviously it's everywhere, folks. We know the AI is coming and it's going to destroy our planet and kill us all. But until it kills us, we can use it to our advantage. And when it comes to video, there's a lot of different ways we can use AI. We're going to get into something kind of new that I think is really where things are going to change big time when it comes to this. But the obvious things for video when it comes to AI is getting your ideas, writing down, hey, I need 5 video ideas for such and such subject. And the AI, usually ChatGPT, but it could be any of them, telling you, here are 5 subjects and giving those out to you. And of course, then using that to expand upon that and then come up with a really good idea for a video and then writing the script. ChatGPT will write your script for you. So if you've got, if you're doing a video on AI, you could say, hey, write a 5-minute script about AI, and it's going to write out a script. It's going to tell you, here's what you say, here's the shot, what you say, here's the shot. So it's going to give you both the audio and the visuals of what you should do with it. And it's going to help you to make a really nice video very quickly. And to be honest, this is a really powerful tool, because I could sit there and write the script myself, but am I going to do anything that's better than the AI? Maybe, maybe not, probably pretty similar, but the AI is going to do it in 10 seconds and I'm going to sit there and do it for hours, tweaking it out. So there's really no point in me doing that. Let the AI do it. And then if I want to tweak it from there, I can certainly tweak it. And of course, if the AI, if you don't like the one they did, you could say, oh, you know what, I like this, but change it to a blue hat. Oh, and then the person has a blue hat, So you can really get granular with that. And it makes a big, big difference in that.
Okay. There's a selection in the back office when you're uploading your video. I call it the back office. And it asks if this is, if you got help from AI. Do you check that, or do you just leave it alone?
I'm certainly not a Google lawyer, but I would think when they're talking about that, in my opinion, and the way I play it, is if the AI is creating something that is not real, then it probably needs to be disclosed. So for instance, if you did a fake news story about a monster destroying Tokyo, and you created a video that really looks realistic, you probably need to declare that it was made with AI. If you're going to take a celebrity and make them say something they didn't really say, you probably need to declare that. You probably shouldn't do it at all. But if you're using it to help you write the script, no, I don't. I can't imagine that they care about that.
How about
where it comes into more question would be like, when they say that, what if I'm creating my video and I use an AI to do the voiceover instead of a human? Does it need to be declared then? I wouldn't think it would have to be, but maybe it does. Because it's just a voice. It's not changing reality in any way. And I think anything that kind of mimics reality that, I think that's where the line's got to be drawn. But again, I'm not YouTube, so they need to define that a lot better than they have. What if you had AI help you create a music track? Is that okay? Technically AI created it, but a music track, a voiceover, it doesn't fool people into believing something. A voiceover by a human can fool people into believing something by telling lies, So I don't think it matters there. But when you're talking about video where people are seeing something like, oh my gosh, Joe Biden just shot somebody, then you probably need to declare that it's made by AI, things that aren't real. I would also think if let's say you're a pizza parlor and you sell pizza, if you used AI to generate a video of a pizza, you'd probably need to declare that because it's not actually your pizza that's in there. It's a manipulation of something that you're trying to sell to somebody. So in that case, I would think you would definitely have to do that. But I'd be hard pressed to say where that line is at this point in time. But
well, okay, let me give an example, and I think you're going to tell me it doesn't make any difference, but for a number of my attorneys, what I do, and when we've used these in Performance Max, is I tell ChatGPT, write an article about motorcycle DUI. What is motorcycle DUI? Then I take that and I kind of edit it and put it in the format so that it will look good as a Google business profile post, And then I take that and put it in VidVoicer, and I've got some favorite voices in there that don't sound AI.
Yeah, so then there's more AI going into this.
Yeah. So, and then I import the MP3 into Canva, and I got a bunch of slides that I downloaded from Envato, and I just plug in a bunch of 5-second slides, and I got my easy to produce video. Should I say that that's altered events, or what should I do?
To me, I can't see. I don't think it would hurt you to say it does. So
okay, I do.
Maybe you should, But to me, I'm like, really? In that case, like the other day, in one of the videos that we did for a client, a couple of the images that were in there were generated by AI. And they weren't anything, they were, it was kind of just like B-roll type stuff. Like they mentioned bottles, and the image of just a bunch of bottles was made by AI. Do I need to declare that for the video? I didn't, because I didn't even think about it. But in theory, I suppose we probably could, be required to do that. It's tough to say.
Now, the process that I'm using for that is fairly easy, but and maybe I'm going to make you jump ahead. And if you could say, put that on pause for a second, that's fine. But is there a way for me just to plug that voice in and the software generates the slides for me? I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, there are definitely some that do that. And again, do you need to declare that? It's made by AI, but it's just a slideshow. It's not, the content isn't made by AI. AI. So like, for instance, there are some AI softwares that will edit videos. So you might make a video and it edits that video down. Like it'll remove blank spaces and things. Do you need to declare that? It's your stuff. The AI just happened to edit out use an AI editor. So it's tough. It's a really tough thing. And I don't think any of us really know that answer right now. And I think Google's done, no offense, Google, YouTube, I think you've done a terrible job of really explaining.
Yeah. Well, I did not understand that selection whatsoever until I talked.
Yeah. And now, like I said, if you're using video in your thing that was generated by AI, that's totally fake, then I get it. But, then again, maybe we need to just err on the side of, hey, there's a story in the Bible where Jesus told everyone, stay off the mountain. And what did they do? They argued, well, where does the mountain start? Does the mountain start here? Does the mountain start here? And the whole thing is like, no, just go away. You know what I mean? Don't try to figure out exactly where it starts and stay right there. Just go about your business. And so maybe we just have to go, you know what? AI is involved. So yes.
Yeah. It depends
maybe just the title was AI, but AI was used. So yes. So maybe there's that, err on the side of caution. I don't think it hurts your video at all.
Okay.
But the only thing it does is, I believe in the actual video, when you watch it back, it'll say that it has AI generated content.
It does, sort of like if it's got a sponsor in it, it'll have that little box.
Right. It's just like the sponsor thing. Yeah. But would that hurt your video? If let's say you're Neil deGrasse Tyson and you do these, because he does these
Videos.
astronomy things, these astronomy videos and whatnot. And if he uses AI generated things and his stuff says, content created by AI, is that going to hurt his stuff? And they go, oh, see, he's just making it up. It's all AI. It's not real. So we got to be careful with that too.
Yeah.
Like, where's that line?
So have you been, let me ask you this, have you been hawking any software that produces any AI software that produces a video soup to nuts?
No, I have not.
Yeah, okay.
There've been a few ones that have come, like for instance, there've been a few that'll make videos kind of and partially, but in my opinion, there's nothing really that's going to make a full video for you yet. But just understand, it wasn't that long ago that I was saying, AI writing your articles, there's no way they can write a decent article. So it's coming. It is definitely coming and probably is out there somewhere. I've seen stuff about tools that will, make your videos for you and whatnot. I haven't messed around with them too much because what I have seen of that, there's a lot of them that can, in my opinion, there's a lot of them out there that can help you to make pieces of your video that you might want to use. Certainly. And I've used a lot of those kinds of things that generate certain things. But for me, the most stuff that I've used AI for video right now are writing, script writing and idea writing, AI voices in some cases. I don't even use a lot of those. In fact, what I use the AI voices for in a lot of situations is voices that are very much effects oriented. So for instance, in the escape room, one of the videos, I used one of the AI voices to be a robotic voice.
Mm-hmm.
So I took an AI voice. I had the one of the AI ladies say a bunch of lines, and then I made him sound more robotic. And so in one of our escape rooms, it had this really cool robotic voice talking to them. And that was done with AI. In the new room that we just did, I have a voice that I use and I make it sound like a ghost. So the ghost is talking to people, and it's awesome. It's awesome for that. And if you've got a very flat read, it can be very good. When you've got a read that's needs to be a little more emotional, it's going to sound kind of flat. And some of them claim to do emotion, and they do to an extent, but it's not the same. What I'm waiting for in the voiceover stuff, which I think is going to be cool. I wish I could program things because I would totally do this, but there was a software that I used to use where you could take a voiceover and a 3D animation would talk. It'd make the voice talk.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have to be 3D animation. It could be a still picture of a person, and it would make them talk. Right. But one of the cool things with that was you could go in at different points and kind of declare, this is where he gets excited. And so when the face is talking, and go, instead of it being like, hey, this is really cool, all of a sudden the face would be like, hey, this is really cool. You could declare different points. And I would love to see an AI voice where you could say, accent on this, get excited here, talk faster here, talk slower here, talk softer here, talk louder here. That I think is where the future of that can really go. Unless at some point the AI might be able to figure that out itself for the most part.
Yeah.
But I would love to be able to tell the AI where to, generate some of these accent points and let it do that. Especially like one of the issues that you have with voiceovers a lot of times in real voiceovers is that somebody is in the middle of a sentence and you want to stop them right here, but they keep talking and it sounds like you just cut them off. As opposed to, them sounding like, hey, and as opposed to cutting them off. Well, now it's like, as opposed to cutting them off. You can help it to do that. And I think that would be kind of cool. But AI voices, and they're getting better all the time.
Oh, yeah. No, I love the voices in VidVoicer. Well, here's what so I have a lot of attorneys that I do weekly Google business profile posts for. And I've become pretty good at that. And then I take it a step further and create a video of the post for the backlinks. So website, Google Business Profile, and driving directions. And then I link the two together. I've shown you what I do. And that seems to work pretty well. Now, at one time, what I had to do was Okay, I want to write something about a motorcycle DUI, so I have to go out there and find articles on motorcycle DUIs and rewrite them, you know, and then I have to voice them, and then I need to go get Envato elements slides and put it together and upload it. That took frickin' forever. Now I can go to ChatGPT and say, just simply say, what is a motorcycle DUI? I edit it, I shine it up, I plug it into VidVoicer, and then in Canva, I still have to go get the slides, but I got them all uploaded to Canva. It is pretty easy. It takes a fraction of the time of what it did before. It takes a fraction.
Oh, yes. And that's one of the beauties of some of the newer chat stuff is the speed. Like ChatGPT 4.0, there's not a ton of changes. There's some between 4 and 4.0, but 4.0 is a lot faster.
Oh, okay.
And that's a really good thing. We want the speed. The speed is, the speed's where it's at on any of these things anyway. The fact that you can do any of this stuff in the time you do, like going back to just the text type stuff in the escape room. I asked it to write a story for an escape room. And it was an escape room that already existed, but it wrote a whole story that was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. It was creative. So, it can do amazing things. The problems only come in with the depth. So for instance, like I said, it can write that story. Then when you add read the story and make a voice, then it starts to fall down a little bit.
Okay.
For now, it's getting better and better all the time. Now, if you tell it to make a video out of that, it's probably going to fall down even more. It's just it slowly starts to fall apart as you add more layer to what you're doing. But I mean, it is still amazing stuff. It really is.
Yeah. No, it has been a game changer, which is an overused phrase, but it's been a game changer for me. It really frees me up. But even at that, the most time-consuming part of it is the copy. It's kind of like, we always had to put stuff in the oven, and wait for it. And then we get microwaves, and and then you put it in the microwave. What's taking so long with this darn microwave? It's just whatever you're used to. I want everything now just to be lickety split. That I have.
Yeah. Well, and it's like it's the same time. It's like that with anything. Think about gas prices. We go crazy when the gas prices go to $4 a gallon. We go, then they come down to $3, and we're all excited. Well,
yeah.
3 months ago it was at $2. So why are we excited at $3? That kind of a thing. But, that's just kind of how things work with that. But things are getting better and better and better all the time. And now to talk about kind of the future with some of this, probably the most exciting AI thing I've seen, especially for video, is, and I don't know if any of you have seen Sora yet.
What's it called?
Have you heard of Sora, Steve?
Sora?
Correct, Sora. So Sora is, I believe it's just made by the same guys who do ChatGPT, but it is a video generation tool.
Okay.
Now, it is not a tool that's creating a full video for you, but what it's doing is it's making the videos that you would use in your final video for you. For instance, what I mean is you could go into Sora and you could say, I want a video of people walking down the streets of Paris carrying shopping bags that are blue. And it's going to create that, and you would be hard-pressed to know that was not shot with somebody in Paris with a camera.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolutely incredible. Now, it's not quite here yet. You can see examples. If you look up Sora right now, you can go there. You can see some amazing videos they've created, some of which are, cartoony looking, some of which are 100% photorealistic. I mean, it is incredible what you can create with that. Like I said, unfortunately, you can't really use it quite yet, although I did just notice when I was goofing around here, it does have a thing that says generate, and it did open up the software, but it's not It's just loading. It's not letting me in. Before it used to say get on the waiting list. Now it was actually trying to let me in. So we're going to see what's going on with that. But in the meantime, I did find another tool the other day that does the same thing. Now, I'll be 100% honest. It doesn't look like Sora as far as the actual clips that you get, but it does create those clips. And I want to make sure I get the site right here. It's called lumalabs.ai, Luma labs.ai. And the program is called Dream Machine. So lumalabs.ai/dream-machine. And it kind of does the same thing. I made a couple of videos with it the other day just to test it out. First thing I put in was like sports cars racing through the streets of Paris. And it did it. It was a video clip of cars racing through the streets of Paris. Now, when I look at it, I'm like, okay, this is, I look at it and go, that's an AI clip. Because it kind of looks like a clip that has like an effect put on it. You know what I mean? And unless you see it, you wouldn't necessarily know exactly what I mean by that. But to me, I can kind of tell it's not, it doesn't look like a photorealistic video. There's something to it that goes, okay, it's AI. But is it good enough that I would use it in a video? Yeah, because actually it might look cooler than the real thing because it's kind of got an effect on it. But the stuff that Sora is doing, I mean, you would be hard pressed to be able to tell the difference. In fact, if you know Tyler Perry, who makes a lot of movies, the Medea movies and all that, but he makes a lot of other movies. He was actually in the process of building a massive, massive movie studio, production studio. Like it was going to be like $800 million studio. And he saw what they were doing with the AI stuff and shut it down.
Oh, wow.
Because, why would you build a studio to shoot video of somebody reading a book when you can just type it into AI and get something that looks like it was actually shot in a studio?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't make sense. It is going to change the way we do everything with that. My only hope is that before it releases to the entire world, I get my hands on it and I can make a bunch of stock footage and sell it to people before they can generate it themselves.
Right.
But we'll see where that goes. But I'm telling you, Sora, you got to check it out. Sora. Just do a search for it. It'll bring you there. You're going to see a bunch of clips in there that will just blow your mind. There is one clip that made me laugh because it says 5 gray wolf pups and freaking out and chasing each other. And it does have that, but about a third of the way into the video, there's only 3 of them. And then the 2 of the other ones seem to like emerge out of the first one, like, yeah, as if they were kind of like hiding behind them, but there's no way they would, so it looks like that one just morphed into 2 other ones. But if you weren't looking closely, you probably wouldn't even notice that. But some of the stuff is just incredible. And I wish I could get it running here now that it's letting me at least try to sign in because, I'm dying to test this out and see because it is absolutely amazing what it's pulling.
What's the cost on it?
There's no such thing yet. They have not.
Okay. All right.
No answer to that yet. Right now, they're just trying to entice people.
Okay.
We may find out it's all fake. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the stuff that they've produced with it, incredible. And some people may have access to it already because I know you could sign up and get at, so some people do have access to it. But it's just absolutely amazing.
One thing I use AI for is, let's say I do a half-hour interview video and I want to take pieces out of it and make a bunch of 2-minute videos out of it.
Yep.
What I do is I send that video off to Temi, Temi, and it's computer transcription. Now it's AI, and they just pick it up, transcribe it, and send it back, and it's not too bad.
Is it just a transcription or?
Just a transcription, but they timestamp it on the video. You get the video, you click on that area that you're looking at, and it'll play the video. Let's say he's saying at 3 minutes into it, he starts talking about motorcycle DUI. So you click on that, and it brings that up in the video so you can see what he's saying. And I have found that is a wonderful editing tool because then I can kind of pick out what I want and not have to watch the whole video. And then I just make a list of the timestamps and the topics, and then I can cut those up. That's a good
Very
tool. I really like it.
Yeah, a couple. I'll have to remember that one because that could be very useful for certain things. A couple softwares that I use with video in that same vein. One is called VidChapter, and what that one does is you take your video, you put it in there, or your YouTube video, you link your YouTube video in there, and what it will do is it will make chapters in your video automatically for you so that you don't have to go in and do that manually. And you can say, oh, I want 15 chapters or I want 10 chapters, and it'll make those chapters and it'll give you the titles for the chapters and everything. So they're already optimized. So what I do is I put my videos in there, get the chapters made, copy the chapters and it gives you the time codes for the chapters, put it into YouTube, and boom, it's done.
That's great.
Seconds. And it also does things. It'll also write a description for you of the video, a long or a short description. It'll write a title for you. It'll do a couple of things, but I basically use it just for what it was originally intended. Chapters.
Here's talking about chapters. Here is a little bit of a case study on the benefit of them. I will upload a video, and we do those court videos for one of our clients, and it's not getting the amount of views that I want it to get, so I'll change the title. Still not getting the amount of views that I want it to get, so I'll change up the thumbnail. And maybe it's still not getting the number of views that I want, so I'll change up the tags. Now, one of these typically gets the number of views that I want. But I'm talking about the elements that I'll change up to get more views. The other one is chapters. I found that putting chapters in on a video actually help the views.
Yeah, so, and it's only logical if you think about with chapters. It's putting text in the description. Right. That's usually keyword loaded. So, and it's not it's not being spammy because you're putting those keyword loaded things in there on purpose for a reason. And in the video itself, it breaks it up and has those words in there. So,
well, here's the specific video. It was really a very interesting video, but maybe the first minute or two was just blah, blah, blah. It was just the usual court stuff. Then it got really interesting. Well, somebody was like, wow, that's clickbait. This wasn't interesting at all. And so then I put the chat, and I got a couple of comments like that, and I wasn't getting the views I wanted. So I put the chapters in. And, at 2 minutes, the free-for-all starts. And that helped a lot. Yeah, that helped a lot. So. Interesting stuff. Yeah.
Then the other tool that I use, and actually there are two of them now because one of them we talked about over the past week. I've been telling people about it. Is one called Opus Clip, and the other one called Rocket Clips, and they kind of do the exact same thing. You put your YouTube video in there, or you can upload a video, but usually I use it with YouTube or other sources. Put it in there, and what it does is the AI goes through the video, and it finds interesting points of the video, and it will make short videos out of it, vertical videos. So if you got a horizontal video with a talking head, what it's going to do is it's going to make a vertical video. It's going to detect the face and make sure that the face is in the center of the cropping. So you're not going to get, half the face cut off typically. So it's going to know where the face is. It's going to put the face in the middle of the video, and it's going to find points in that video that make sense as a statement for its own video. So that you're not getting like, it's starting in the middle of a sentence and ending in the middle of a sentence. It's going to be a complete thought from start to finish. And it's going to grade it afterwards too and say, this one's a 95. This one here is a 45. So in other words, the 45 one, it's not it's a 50-second video, but probably not that strong. This one here is a 48-second video, but, very strong for virality. And so you can take your long video and now you've got 10, 20 shorts that you can use, or TikToks or Reels to put out there as well. Very, very cool tools. And I use those all the stinking time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Hey, I got another one. What I use TubeBuddy for the most, in addition to the tags, because they'll come up with suggested tags, but what's really helpful is the title. I'll put in my title as best as I can write it, and you hit the title generator, then it'll give you 5 titles ideas, and some of them are just amazing.
Yeah, vidIQ has a lot of that built into it as well. So both of them will do that kind of stuff with the AI generating description stuff and title stuff. So very, very powerful tools that can help you out without a doubt. And speaking of powerful tools, Steve, do you know who made this video possible today?
Would it be Movo?
It sure would be Movo, who make all sorts of great things that will help you to make better video. Whether you're using AI or not, you need to be able to shoot the videos, and you often need to capture that sound, and Movo has everything that you need for that. Whether you need a stand so that you can put your iPhone up and shoot video with it, or whether you need a microphone to use with your smartphone or your camcorders. Maybe you need a light. Maybe you need a desktop microphone to record a podcast. All of these things are available through Movo, and you can go right now and check out all the great things they have for you by heading on over to raysuggests.com/. Do it now.
Very good. All right.
All right, Steve. With that, another week down, another week gone. Until next time, everybody, get out there and make some videos.
He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy. His skill is where it's at, even if he's a little fat. He's filled with video expertise and has so much knowledge that you need. His YouTube ninja tricks can make your marketing so sick. He's Ray the video guy, yeah, Ray the video guy.